Okay, and action, exactly. Well, listen, you don't need any introduction, but we're going to give you one. Peter Wright, great to see you. Ready in Belfast for another Premier League season.
Yeah, yeah, it's good to be here. Belfast crowd are absolutely crazy and amazing. They love the darts, and can't wait to get out there. And it's I'm looking forward to this year. My form is better coming into years before. We don't normally have tournaments in January,
Yeah,
and we've had what three tournaments in January as a nice warm up. So the standard other players who've done the World Series got going to be tough to beat.
yeah. Well, we noticed that last week at the Masters.
Yeah,
You look like you got your throw in there. You didn't
yeah,
quite make the final, but you have a very good account yourself. You're very lucky, not unlucky, not to get there.
yeah,
Must give you some confidence coming into this season.
yeah. It was just down to I was a bit tired. It was a long day. Obviously, getting up a little bit earlier, doing the hair and stuff like that.
Never.
Yeah, just like obviously all these other players can lay in bed and then just jump in the shower and then out the door. It's a bit different from us. So it's like I was just up extra early, and so I just run out of energy
Yeah.
about playing Rob Cross. There'll be an next time.
There will indeed. Now, so you mentioned that you've found a set of darts that you're happy with now. I think you've gone to the thin barrels. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. Just like
what difference is that making to your throw, as far as you're concerned?
well, the barrel I was using before was slightly longer, 5 mil longer,
Okay.
and heavier, 2.5 grams heavier. So, and I found these in my drawer, and I just picked them up, and I went, they feel nice. And then
That's literally it.
I had them in my dart case on stage when I played Michael Smith in the Nordic Masters when it was 5 apiece.
Yeah.
And I'd swapped over to them then, and then I looked back with them, to be honest. Just
Found some confidence.
Yep.
That's good news. But bad news for everybody else in this next
Exactly.
16 weeks.
Exactly. I'm only going to get better with them.
Now listen, obviously you were guaranteed your spot, of course.
Yep.
But there are a few people that weren't, and a couple of names that maybe aren't here that should have been here. What do you think about the pickings process at the moment?
It's not up to me to pick it. I was picked, so I don't care.
I knew you was going to say that.
I don't care, but it's up to the other players to work harder to try and take the top 4 spots. That's what I had to do.
Yeah.
And so, but the players, the PDC want the players they picked in for their reasons,
And here they are.
and here they are. Yeah.
And of course, formats changed a little bit. Do you find it harder to prepare for this kind of format, or do you enjoy it more?
I enjoy it more if you do well, because you're playing 3 games a night and against the best players in the world. So, you get there earlier, stuff like that. So, it's good, definitely good.
And of course, your first match this week against the newly crowned Masters champion, Chris Dobey, who is over the moon to be here, of course.
Yep.
I'll ask you a question now. What advice would you give to Chris? Because he's relatively unexperienced, but this is a massive platform, and I know you're going to say, don't beat me, but what advice would you give him in the 16 weeks? Because it is hard work.
It is hard work. It's just, I don't know what advice. I suppose, I don't know really. It's just book flights at reasonable times, and
Not like the ones we came in on, dear God.
just not like 4 o'clock in the morning type things and stuff like that. And just be sensible on your booking your flight times and everything.
Enjoy it, I should imagine.
Yeah, and obviously enjoy it and don't take it too serious, because at the end of it, it's the biggest exhibition you'll be in. And when I first played my first Premier League, Phil Taylor and Adrian Lewis were there, and they you know, they class it as a competition. I walked in and I was saying, it's an exhibition, guys.
Yeah.
The biggest exhibition you can be privileged to be in, obviously. But you know, and at the end of it, you had Adrian Lewis and Phil Taylor saying in the back room, it's just an exhibition.
Yeah.
By the end of the season, it was like.
Now, obviously, this is the one you haven't won the Masters, and it's eluded you. Could this be the year that
The Premier League, you mean?
Premier League? Apologies, you won the Masters. Could this be the year for you?
Well, I'm managing my tournaments because the calendar's
Of course.
hectic. So yeah, I've taken a couple of floor tournaments out of my calendar during the Premier League.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it benefits or not. But if I can take that and be more fresh for the Premier League instead of like just getting off a plane, walking, getting a taxi, walking into this hotel and that hotel, and then playing, and getting on another plane and walking around like a zombie. Because sometimes you used to walk into some of the venues and you're just like,
bottomed out.
You're just,
and maybe the Grand Slam. Maybe
I've been in
after.
the final 3 times of that, I think. Yeah. So that'd be nice. But you know, last Grand Slam I had no form at all. You know, Joe was in hospital and stuff like that. So I approached the Grand Slam, didn't even know what darts I was going to use or anything. So that's not correct preparation at all. So
you still did all right.
Yeah, to see if I can stick with these darts for a whole year.
You're not going to change again next week. Hopefully not. Listen, we're in Belfast. We always have a good time. Belfast and Dublin, of course. You come out all green in Dublin. Is that coming back, or are we going to look at something new?
What?
Last year,
this one?
Yeah, this one.
Was I? Oh, I can't
You were in
remember.
green last year.
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know what. Well, I do know what I'm wearing.
Know.
I do know what I'm wearing, but I can't tell you.
No, well, we tried. Well, listen, Peter, it's been a privilege to speak to you. We wish you all the best for the Premier League season, and we're looking forward to that match tomorrow night. It's going to be a cracker.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, mate.